Thank you for tuning in to Alex's Sports Talk Show on the ASTN. I'm Alex Thompson, if you didn't know. And this episode, we're going to be switching it up a little bit. We're going to be talking about the NFL. Yes, we're going to be talking about football. We're going to be predicting the division winners for this next season. So I'm going to just go through these real fast, kind of give you my predictions for which teams are going to win which division, and then we're going to go back and we're going to break down why I think these teams are going to win their division. Okay, so starting in the AFC North, I have the Baltimore Ravens winning that division. Yes, young Lamar Jackson is finally going to start heating up and finally get more attention. AFC South, we have the Houston Texans winning that division. In the AFC East, if you didn't know, it's the New England Patriots. And in the AFC West, I am going to switch it up and go with the San Diego Chargers. Moving to the other conference, the NFC. In the NFC North, I have the Bears/Vikings winning it. I couldn't really decide, and I'll kind of explain why I couldn't decide when we get to there. NFC South, I have the New Orleans Saints taking that division. NFC East, throwing you a wild curveball to you viewers today. Washington Redskins. Yes, the Washington Redskins. And in the NFC West, we have the St. Louis. Gotcha. Not St. Louis. Los Angeles Rams winning the West in the NFC. Okay, so now on to the explanation of why. So why do I think the Ravens are going to win this division? Well, they went out and got a veteran running back in Mark Ingram in the offseason, and that's really going to help young Lamar Jackson not carry the offensive load anymore. They had Alex Collins last year, but he's like a backup guy. He's not every down back. Mark Ingram is definitely, I think, a 3-down back, if not definitely a first two, just run it down their throats. They drafted a receiver who's going to be a downfield threat for Lamar Jackson. I want to say it is the wide receiver out of Oklahoma. I think that's who it is. And then you have Lamar Jackson. Like, Lamar Jackson took the league by storm. He took the collegiate level by storm too, and he's going to take the NFL by storm this year. Again, he only started about half the season last year, and so with that under his belt now, he's going to be more accustomed to the type of play that the NFL is, and look for him to have a big year. Signed Earl Thomas at free safety, got rid of Eric Weddle. I'm a Seahawks fan, and does it hurt to see Earl Thomas go to the Ravens? Yes, but I know what he brings to the table, and I'm glad that it's a team that is still a contender to most parts. I'm glad he didn't go to like the Tampa Bay Bucks or like the Buffalo Bills, like some whack team like that. And then the last reason why I have the Ravens winning this is because that I feel like they have something to prove, especially with that loss to the Chargers. I believe in the wild card, they can get any offense going to like the last 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter, and that is not what the Ravens are about. And so I think that they are a little salty about that, and I think that they're going to have some passion this year. So Ravens in the AFC North winning it this year. Moving to the AFC South, the Houston Texans. Last year it was the Indianapolis Colts, and they beat the Texans in their house by a lot. But I think that this is the year that the Texans really show the league what's up. You know, Bill O'Brien is, I would say, an experienced coach now. He's been in the league about 4 or 5 years. Definitely know what to expect more and see, how the division plays out. And then you have Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins. That is a contender duo already. Throw in Lamar Miller at running back and a couple other receivers, and the offense is scary. They just need some protection up front for Deshaun Watson, because he's been hurt past couple years, and that dude is too talented to keep getting hurt. However, I do think that the winner of this division is going to come down to Week 17 when they will be playing Indianapolis, because Indianapolis, also a really good team, also had a very good draft. So watch out for that for the Colts and the Texans. It was hard to choose between those two teams. I always want to throw in the Jags there, but they got rid of Blake Bortles, so hopefully they'll start climbing back up. But I think the Texans are going to pull it out. AFC East, Patriots, don't really need to go into this. Defending champs, they got a weak division. Jets, Dolphins, Bills. And then you got Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, probably the greatest quarterback-coach duo to probably do it in the NFL so far. So moving on to the AFC West, going with the dark horse right here, as I said, the Chargers. Yes, the Chargers. The reasons why I chose the Chargers, they have a very promising defense, very promising. They have Joey Bosa coming off another great year, Melvin Ingram, great veteran. Linebackers are playing stout. Their cornerbacks, I believe, are getting healthy. Jason Verrett's tore his knee up like past 3 years, so hopefully that they, found some undrafted people or some young guys, rookies or first two or 3 year guys to help fill in those spots, because you can't keep letting your number one corner and Jason Verrett get injured. And then you also have Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry. He missed like the whole playoffs and like half of the season last year. Great tight ends. So, they played really well this year, and I think they're just going to step it up to be great. So not good last year, great this year. And then also in that division is the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that Kansas City took a step back this year, and that they're going to lose more games. I think they're still going to make the playoffs, but they're not going to win the division. The D4 trade to the Niners, surprising as well, but then they also traded for Frank Clark to fill that need. Congrats to Frank Clark for getting paid. I'm going to miss you, bud, but you need to get paid because you were doing the work, and you deserve to get paid. So Chargers now. Yes, moving to the NFC now. I'm going to wait till the North until the very end because that's the most interesting. So for the South, I have the Saints winning. This New Orleans Saints, they were supposed to be in Super Bowl last year against the Patriots, but they were taken advantage of with that last no call of pass interference, and that's kind of the reason why this year the NFL made a change to look back at those fouls and kind of revert them if necessary, because that was a blatant pass interference, and I'm surprised that the refs missed that. Unfortunately, you can't win every game, and you can't have the refs be on. They're not going to see every play call, so it sucks what happened to you, but that's just how the game goes. Drew Brees and Sean Payton is the Tom Brady and Bill Belichick 2.0. Obviously, they haven't won as many championships as those two, but that duo is also very, very good. They've been playing together for years now, and I think this is the year that they're going to go far into the playoffs. Their defense is getting better. I remember their defense was god-awful past couple years ago, so that's getting better. One situation for the defense, though, I think that they need to switch Eli Apple, who they traded for from New York. They need to switch him to the nickelback and find another outside corner, because Eli Apple constantly getting burned, constantly getting penalties against him. He's a smaller guy, too, so that's bound to happen. But I think you just need to move him into the interior to kind of help. I think that'll make him really better. Alvin Kamara, saw some workout videos of him balancing on a medicine ball, catching these like triangle grips that had different colored grips, blue, white, and red. The trainer would throw them up and be like, right blue, left white, and he would balancing on the medicine ball while they're being done to him, grab the right colors. So I think that he's obviously going to step into a bigger role, and he's really going to have a phenomenal year. But you really get to see how good Alvin Kamara is. We've seen him in the past. We already know how good he is, but this year will be testament to how great this kid really is. And just the competition in the South, I don't think the Falcons can't get over that Super Bowl loss they had to the Patriots, where they were up 25-3. But the Buccaneers can't seem to find identity in themselves. They're going to be like, oh, we're going to play Fitzpatrick. Oh, Fitzmagic is gone. All right, Jameis, you're back in. Jameis, you're doing bad. All right, Fitzpatrick, get back in there. They can't seem to find identity offensively and defensively to who they are. Hopefully Bruce Arians straightens that out. I don't really care. Fun fact, quick signing, or a big signing that the Buccaneers had, that they signed Ndamukong Suh and they released Gerald McCoy, who's been there for 9 seasons, and we all know what Ndamukong Suh can do, so that's going to be good for them to bolster their defense, but I don't think it's going to work out for them. And I think the Carolina Panthers are the main threat to the Saints, but I think that the Saints are going to have a +2 in the win category, and that's going to just barely push them over the edge to get the division. My curveball to you now for the NFC East, the Washington Redskins. They have finally found their new quarterback, the new RG3, before the ACL tear in Dwayne Haskins. I'm surprised Dwayne Haskins fell this low. I thought that he was probably one of the top 2 quarterbacks in this draft, but Redskins drafted him. Great pick. They have a good roster. Now they need to put it to good use. They got Adrian Peterson coming back. I know he's old, but he's always he's a reliable veteran. Vernon Davis also getting old, but we know what he can do. Jordan Reed also, they just need to get some production out of their receivers. Like I said, this is a bold prediction. I don't think it was going to work out. The Cowboys were my other choice for the East, but I'm going bold prediction. I'm going in the Redskins, and then just building off what I just said, they have experienced players. You have Alex Smith probably running the backup now. If not, he's going to start, and then Dwayne Haskins is just going to study behind him. I definitely think it's going to be like another Joe Flacco scenario last year with Lamar Jackson, where Alex Smith does get the start, but halfway through the season or a quarter of the way through the season, Dwayne Haskins will be the starter. Moving to the NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams, they keep adding big-name free agents this year. It was Eric Weddle from the Ravens trying to fill up, I think it was TJ McDonald's spot, I believe. The reason they did this is that they kept getting burnt over the top. Marcus Peters he's a good corner, but he does like to read the quarterback's eyes, and that sets him up for failure, because once he reads those eyes, the quarterback already has him beat, because he can just look him off, and then Marcus Peters is going to come down, and that just is going to let the receiver he's guarding just go off and get open. So by Eric Weddle, though, that's going to help Marcus Peters cover those guys. They lost Ndamukong Suh. That's going to hurt them, but their D-line depth is huge. They still have Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, Samson Ebukam, Dante Fowler. That's a good starting 4 right there. I know Sue is a good 5th in there, but I mean that still starting 4 is still elite in my books. D-line depth is very deep, so look for that to keep adding up. Some more bold predictions here, okay? Jared Goff might be an MVP candidate this year. That lost the Super Bowl, and all these naysayers saying that he isn't very good or he can't carry the team on his back. I think that's going to stick with him a lot this year, and I think that boy will be putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Putting in the work, because he knows he can play better, and he has to carry the team, because in the playoffs, Todd Gurley was non-existent in the regular season. It was Todd Gurley's team, but he just didn't show up, and it slowly became Jared Goff and the C.J. Anderson show. So I think that Jared Goff is really going to be putting in the work this offseason, and we're really going to see a different QB behind the helm for the Rams. Staying with the Rams, 1 second, got to flip my notebook over. This is going to be funny. Todd Gurley was more of a buzzkill than Buzz Killington in the playoffs. He was so bad for how good he did in the regular season. And I know that the regular season and playoffs are different, but he was just so bad. And I don't think that he wants to be known for that playoff bust. So I think that we might be seeing a new beast mode next year in Todd Gurley. Horrendous playoffs. But I definitely think that he's going to bounce back and, just like Jared Goff, be a really good key for them. However, like the Redskins, watch out for those Seahawks. Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. That's going to be something scary. Either this year they're going to build the chemistry. In the next couple of years, they're going to be, oh man, I'm excited for that duo. You can't be a football fan and not be excited that Russell Wilson is finally going to get a big target receiver. Metcalf is going to just be running down the field, and he's going to be a possessive guy. You throw it up to him, that dude is more yoked than the Hulk. That's how huge this guy is, and it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. More for the Seahawks, young guys finally being developed. Jaron Reed, and some other defensive linemen. There's another name, but I don't know, because it's a really hard name to pronounce, unfortunately. And so these young guys have finally developed, and I finally think they're going to make some headlines this year. Yeah, Shaquem Griffin, the brother of Shaquille Griffin, the brother with the one arm, I think he is definitely going to be playing more. Last year, I felt like it was more... I didn't see a lot of playing time for him, but I think that this last year was more of a learn the NFL, kind of see and grow smarter and have more intellect of reading defenses. And I think that this is the year. I think he's going to be their fourth linebacker. I think it's going to go KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, Michael Kendricks, and then Shaquem Griffin is going to be rotating through those. Okay, On to the last one, the NFC North. I had a really tough time debating between the Bears or Vikings, so I'm going to be a cheater, and I'm going to put both of them. Here are the reasons why the Bears are going to win the division. The Bears could easily repeat like last year. I believe they were 11-5, 12-4. They kept most of their roster. I didn't really see them losing any big boys, but they didn't really have a good draft because they traded a lot of their picks for Khalil Mack. Either way, very worth it. Very, very worth it. That defense was the number one defense in the league at that time. The only person who I can think of who they lost off the roster was Zach Miller. He had a weird leg injury where they almost had to amputate it, so he had to retire. I'm glad that he still has his leg and whatnot, but that's going to be kind of a huge miss for the Bears. Also, the Bears traded their starting running back Jordan Howard to the Eagles. So now they have Tariq Cohen at the helm. Last year we saw what Tariq Cohen could do in the last couple games. I don't know if he's going to be that number one running back, though. They did draft another guy this year at running back, but Tariq Cohen's get the start. They just need more weapons for Mitchell Trubisky to throw to. They don't have any big-name receivers. Allen Robinson, great in Jacksonville, and when he came to Chicago, mediocre, and a couple other just small guys. I want to say like a Doug Baldwin type of build, maybe a little bit taller, but no one like Julio Jones, AJ Green, DK Metcalf. Ooh, but yeah, it can easily have the number one defense again. And what wins championships? Oh, that's right, defense. Defense wins championships. So look for the Bears to continue having a stout defense and hopefully not relying on the kicker to win the game, because they had 3 different attempts to try and win the game, and he missed all 3, unfortunately, and that's what sent the Eagles to move on. So here's why I think the Vikings will win the division. So the Vikings in here because 2 seasons ago, they were 1 win away from going to the Super Bowl with a backup QB in Case Keenum, and now they actually have a good quarterback in Kirk Cousins now. Last year, Kirk Cousins did not perform at all to the standards of what we set for him. I understand new coach, new team, trying to learn everything, new system, all of that, but you know, a year under your belts now, we're in the off season, you're building that chemistry. I think that Kirk is going to prove something to his haters, especially with that contract he got with all guaranteed money, first player ever, big. He's going to have what I call the Mamba mentality. He's going to be looking to kill, bro. Looking to kill some people. Ben, this one's for you, bro. And their defense is really good as well. Anthony Barr almost left to the Jets, but he decided against it because the Vikings are way better than the Jets. Jets are... So I'm just going to go over them once again to all you viewers who want to know again. AFC North, Ravens. AFC South, Texans. AFC East, Patriots. AFC West, Chargers. NFC North, Bears or Vikings. NFC South, Saints. NFC East, the Redskins. And NFC West, the Rams. Thank you for tuning in once again to Alex's Sports Talk Show. Please smash that like button, hit subscribe, please share this. Thanks for tuning in again. I'm out of here. Later.